Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Watch Dogs Legion. This is more helpful things that you might want to know before you start the game, part 3, because I thought of more things. I'm always thinking of things. Okay, one of the things I thought I'd do is I'd just show you again, this is just the overlay of the whole map, and just pick out a few symbols and things I may not have shown you previously. I've shown you the boroughs, all the little pictures, that's your different agents. Obviously when you've got a whole full complement of agents you'll have a lot. At the beginning you'll only have a few, and you can swap to any of those agents if you want to go somewhere different. They actually almost like fast travel, because you could swap to a different agent and then swap back to the agent you want to use, so they're almost in essence fast travel points at different locations, plus these symbols which are tubes, subway stations if you want, where you can also fast travel. So that's that. Then you have these, you'll get these as the game goes on. They're kind of glowing, yellowy, fluorescent kind of symbols. And what that will be is the game's found somebody who's a skilled recruit. In this case it's a DJ, sometimes there's more. I don't know if there's more in this game. Yeah, there's one there. Yeah, there's a spy, who you may or may not need at the time. And you're quite welcome to go and try and recruit. If you do go there, there'll be usually a mission that they'll want, just like recruiting anybody, but basically it's helping you pick out someone that's a skilled recruit. There are a few missions where you actually need a particular sort of recruit, not just because it's helpful, because you may have somebody who has that trait or those abilities or that equipment in your recruitment already. But what it will be is there may be a mission. There are a few missions where you'll need a DJ who's actually a DJ and a spy who's actually a spy to get through the mission, and then that's helpful because it can be annoying, or not annoying, but it's, you'll have to look for one and wait till you find one, and so this will tell you where some of the skilled recruits are if you ever want one. And you haven't got one, there's usually one somewhere. In this case it's a couple, but there's usually more than that actually. So that's that. All these little emblems have things that they mean. Obviously the beer sign is a pub thing, which we'll come back to. It says get pissed. These signs like that with a kind of paintbrush on the end of a stick, what that is paste up. Now what that is in quite a lot of locations. You'll find a poster, a kind of place where you can post a large printed thing or a painted thing, and it's called a paste up. And when you get there, there'll be a sign like that, which is, it'll have a tick if you've already done it. And they're usually high up, obviously, because it's a sign, it's a paste up, so it's somewhere people can see it. And usually they're in difficult locations, i.e. in enemy areas. There you can see this one there on the side of that red enemy area. They're usually in places like that. And you go there, you have to reach it, which is sometimes awkward. You need to find a way to get there. They're not always obvious, and some are more obvious than not. And then some are really hard to find and get to. And then you basically click on the paintbrush thing when you get there. You'll do a little animation of you pasting up the wall with a dead set logo for your gang, your agency, and then you'll get awarded some ETO, some money. And also the more of those you do, the more options of things you can paste you get. I've not got to the end of that, so I don't know what the final ones are, but there's different things you can paste up. These little icons, they're shops where you can go and get clothes, you can buy different things which all link to your base, and once you've clicked on the shop you can go to your base and you can order them from your dressing room in your base. You don't have to keep running around the shops. All these other things are detail I've shown you before. These little text files that are information about the game. Some are useful, some aren't. Relics are things you pick up. Some are useful, some are just information. Tech points I've shown you. This is a thing called the Bare Knuckle League, which I may show you. At the beginning there are 4 and they're all kind of new. You send a agent there and they fight basically in this Bare Knuckle League, where it's kind of like anything goes. You usually fight 3 rounds. of people, depending on the difficulty. At the beginning they're all amateurs, and the last one in each location in the first round, so to speak, is someone who's a bit different. I think one of them cheats and jumps in with because it's anything goes. So one cheats and jumps in with a crowbar, or gets a crowbar. One has his mates come and help. One uses gas. I can't remember what the other one does, but anyway. And they're challenging, but I've not got beaten in them yet, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not the expert in fighting. Fighting in this game is good if you understand it. You just need to remember to duck and run away and hit at the right times. And then after you've completed those 4, you'll get a reward, and it means you can go back to those leagues and fight again. Also, when you do fight, all the people you beat, assuming you win, you can then have the option to recruit if you want them, and they usually have a melee fighting abilities, which I'll come to in a little bit. So that's what they are. And also there's a couple of side missions or missions where you're recruiting people where someone's wagered on a fight and you have to go and fight in them to recruit the person. So they're worth knowing about. Okay, one of the things I wanted to show you, which I've set up already, here's one I made earlier, as they used to say, is there's pubs, which I've shown you, and there's our friend who's been drunk in pubs many times, more times than I've shown you. So you can go into a pub, and this is a pub that I've found. There's lots of pubs in this game, and this is a pub I've not been in this game, although I've been in it before. So what will happen is you'll go into the pub, and it's got all the little symbols of pub, beers and everything. And if you've never been in there before, there'll be a safe. Every pub has a safe, and there'll be a little Ito sign. And if the safe, anywhere actually, in any place, is still red, that means it's still got money in it. So if it's green, it means you've been there, you've done it, but it's red with the little Ito sign, that means there's still money, and you can basically just go, unlock it. Anytime, you don't need to be equipped with anything particular, and you can just steal the money. And the person behind the bar is so interested in looking at their hand and watching that very exciting glass really fun. She's really doing a good job. She's not noticed that we've stolen the money. They don't notice you steal the money, by the way. Even if you walk up and they're standing staring, they don't notice that you steal the money. And also there's a machine, what we used to call a fruit machine, and you can hack those wherever they are. They're sometimes in other places other than pubs, and you don't get a lot. You get like 35 for this one. So you can hack those. Again, if you're got a lot of money and you won't want to bother with those, but certainly in the beginning they can be handy. You can also hack ATMs in the street. So that's just a thing to know. Another thing that I thought of, which is helpful to know, is this game is very good at, I say very good at telling you or showing you kind of ways to do the thing that you need to do in the mission. Now what I mean by that is if you have a mission to get into a building, whatever the building might be, or a mission to destroy something, whatever the reason is, to get into something, to get something, to sabotage something, whatever the mission, if you look around and you're not sure how to do it, see what the game's put in the area. If you go to a mission and, like here, say you want to get into this building, I'm not sure what it's going to be here, but if there was a orange pipe down the side, that means you can climb up the building through the side of an orange pipe. Those bits of board, this good one was there, that board with a cross, you can smash it, and that will allow you to go in. Only the boards with the big cross, it's a bit like the orange pipe. You can only climb up orange pipes and orange ladders. You can only smash boards with a big cross. You can't, I will show you, you can't smash them with your hand, so you can't hit them if you try to hit them with your hand, but if you smash them with a gun, there you see, I use that just to do that, so you can smash it with a gun. We put a gun away and run away, because the point of this mission is not to get killed or to fight those, but just to show you. And often I've shown you these things like forklifts, and there's things like these things that go up the side of buildings to clean the windows. there's other things, ladders, drones, spider bots, all the things you'll find nearby. If you're not sure how to proceed in the mission, look around, and if you find there's a forklift or a way to lift up onto a building, or a thing up in the air that might be a window cleaning trolley thing that goes up and down, or which you can hack, or there might be up there might be a ledge with a cargo door and access point, and if you wanted to get into this building, I guarantee you there'd be one of those things. If we had to get to the roof here, somewhere there would be either a cargo door and access point where you can call one, or there'd be a window cleaning array that you can hack and go up and down, or there'd be a point there with a forklift to lift you onto this. There'd be something around that you can use. So it's always worth looking around, because the game is very good, once you know how it works, of kind of showing you how to get to different places, and if you know it's going to do that, then it becomes quite easy. Again, the things are never easy, but it makes it easy to work out what they kind of want you to do. Usually in most missions there's numerous options to do different things. I've not really come across a place where there's only one way to do it. For example, for a start, you can run in and shoot everybody, especially the further leveled up you get with better guns, and you've got the cloaking things, the ability to cloak enemies and all this stuff. It can be a lot easier, but it can be easy to walk in and just kill everyone, or you can do it stealth. And it will always depend on what you want to do. So you can do stealth completely. I've done those in difficult missions. Sometimes they require that, sometimes it's completely up to you. You can do basically aggressive running and shoot everybody. Sometimes those are preferable because you don't really need to do stealth and there's no risk. There are missions where there are hostages, and occasionally it will tell you kind of, well, they might be willing to kill the hostage, and they will. I've had hostages where I've blown a stealth mission and the people holding the hostage have killed them, so that's something to bear in mind as well. But you can approach missions as you want, and in the same way you can also approach the missions how you want, in the context of you can use any means to get into a different area or a building. There's often different possibilities. Sometimes there's quite a lot of possibilities, and you can use whichever one suits you. So there are always different things to do. There are always different ways to get into places. There are always different ways of going. We're just looking for something here. Where is that? And it's just a matter of what you want to do. Like I said, the more you play, you'll find, as with all games, you'll find a play style that suits you, and you'll find different missions. You'll kind of think, this is how I want to do that, this is how I want to do that. And again, the more you get used to different agents, I've shown you this agent before because I use her a lot, and I use her like a tank. She's got a knuckle duster electric shock thing, so she's not going to try stealth ever. And she's got a grenade launcher. So, and if you look at her stats, she's actually done non-lethal takedown 652, lethal takedowns or stealth takedowns 62, headshot kills 48, lethal kills 60. And I think the next person that's done something is like 40 or 50. So I've just used her for so many things, just mayhem as well. So. Yeah, you'll find out what you want to do, and different agents you'll want to use for different things. The thing I'm going to show you next while we're here, and this is why I've been running here, there was a point to this, is you'll also see, and I've shown you the sign for the Bare Knuckle League, and what that is a place to go and fight, as I told you. Now what you'll want when you do that is you'll want agent that's got something like this. Now this one's got a mouth guard, so she takes less melee damage. This one is physically fit, so she takes less damage, and she's got a melee thing. So you'll pick one of those kind of ones as against someone who's not. So she's got extra melee damage if she's drunk, but that's only if she's drunk. and she hasn't got anything like that. You don't use melee weapons in there, so that doesn't matter. So we'll swap to someone like her, because she's got less melee damage, which is a thing to use in a fight, obviously. And I'll just show you a brief thing of the bare knuckle league. It can be fun. And the bare knuckle league will look like this. It'll be like, it's always a Clan Kelly thing, which is the kind of one of the factions in this. They look like this, they wear purple and they're annoying, and they all run these things. There'll be lots of guys like this hanging around outside. There's usually a bouncer. She is a bouncer, there you go, and she's got a lead pipe, and you need to go up to this thing, and you can go in and you can just, there you go, it's an exhibition, because we've done the first round of normal fights, so anything else now is an exhibition. And we'll say fight, and I've discovered from after the first round it's not as easy afterwards. I've done it, and I've only done it a few times because, to be honest, I haven't seen the reason to do it. But you can earn money. Again, this is 300, so it's actually good money, and I'm sure the more you do this and go around to each different ring, the more money you get. So again, we're still just fighting a bare knuckle amateur, but you just need to, there, you see, you just need to dodge at the right point. That's kind of the key to this, is the dodge thing. You can hit them as much as you want and see who's going to miss. It's all about that. If you dodge at the right point, there, she's finished him off. Because our fighters don't have any, I mean, we'll have extra melee damage or mouth guard or something, but they won't have anything better than these. These are good fighters, so you need to think. This is actually harder than some of the missions, because these people hit, and I've discovered that in this, in the first time I went through these rounds, when they hit me, I didn't go into a kind of red border straight away. But I did this recently. They do that and you have to break away. And like I said, it's all about dodging at the right moment. As long as you dodge at the right moment, you'll always be okay. He's out, and there'll be another one, and then there'll be a final one. So there's 3 rounds in these places, and usually a final, like, top fighter. But it's all about, you do have to concentrate on this, especially when you've gone through the first round, which is much simpler. The difference between this basically is they're still what they call bare knuckle amateurs, and I'm sure there's people later that are going to be tougher, but you die quicker. That's the thing. So you have to be aware that you don't want to be engaging them. So you've already got that red border, and in a normal bare knuckle fight before I did this, the dodge animation is very good. But you have to just be careful, because if you die in this, and I haven't died in this ever, you either go to hospital for a long time, I did get knocked out once, or I'm assuming you can die, so your agent can actually die in here. So it's also worth noting, I mean, I've had her, this agent, and another one, which I think I showed you as well in the build-up, who I use for these things. So it's worth having a special agent or a couple of agents with mouth guards and physically fit, extra melee damage, those kind of things that you can use in these. One, because they'll be better, and secondly, because if you lose them, they won't have other things. So you will just be using them for this. And like I said, if you defeat these people, and I will show you because we'll be going through the whole of this now. This is the last fight. If you defeat these, and it's all a matter of ducking at the right moment. If you don't duck at the right moment, run away. But it's all about ducking. There's no point in following people in, because they'll guard. It's just like a real fight. There's no point in chasing around off. It's much better to let them come to you, I found. They all running in that kind of way, generally. So you don't want to chase around after them. Let them come to you. And then also finish her off, and we finished the last one off, so we've won. We won 300 Ito, which is good in the context, especially if you were doing all these early. If you like fighting and if you're really good at it, then if you went through the first 3-4 rings in the first round, you would not win much, but then you're qualified to fight in these tournaments. And each one you could win 300, and early on in the game. So we've won, which means we could come back there. It won't be ready to come back to yet anyway. I won't do another one. And there it will give you the option. There you go, fighters draft. Those are the people we just fought. And it will give us the option of recruiting them if we had space. We haven't got space, and to be honest, they haven't really got anything special. That one's got a mouth guard, but we've got people with mouth guards, so there's no point. I mean, again, later down the line, maybe they'll have people that have got really extra things that we could use, but these are nothing. We could find these on the street, and we've got people with better stuff. So we'll finish because we don't want them. We've got our money, we've done our bare knuckle league, and that's the bare knuckle league. And like I said, that can be fun. You just have to do it, concentrate a little bit. It does get harder, and like I said, I'm only on the second round of exhibition. I've done the first round, so later on it's probably a lot more difficult, and I've not pursued the bare knuckle league. I think I'm 50 something hours into this game, and this is the only time I've played the exhibition ones. So it's not something I've tried to do, but that's because there's not been a need. I've not needed the money, and I'm not specifically great at fighting, although I did all right there. But again, I think that's quite easy. I'm sure if you're great at fighting, you would find that a breeze. So anyway, I've shown you some more things happen in this game. I think I mentioned those little exclamation marks. Later on in the game, you get missions from different people that you help. So there's a different organisation that you get missions for. There's a police detective. I won't spoil the whole game by telling you why you get them. So they can be missions from those people. Some are a bit similar, some aren't. You'll get to see them later. I told you what the red symbols are there for boroughs, and that's for liberating boroughs. The boroughs I've not liberated yet. Shops you've seen. So yeah, I think that's everything for now. What's that one? That's another mission, which is quite fun actually. So yeah, that's all the things I can show you for now. I think this will be the end of these 3 videos I've made of things that I thought you might want to know before you play. The bare knuckle league was the thing I mainly wanted to show you because I hadn't touched on it at all in any of the previous videos. And after this I'll be playing Phantom Doctrine, but I will be coming back to Watch Dogs Legion because it's my favourite game at the moment, or my favourite game full stop. And I'll probably play another mission at some point, or a more difficult mission or something, just to keep in and just because I want to. But the next full game we'll be playing is Phantom Doctrine, which is a turn-based strategy game. It's a lot of fun. It's set in the Cold War period of 70s, 60s, 70s, and it's a lot of fun. It's very different looking to the which is futuristic, and Necromanda, which is again in a futuristic apocalyptic world. It's a very different kind of setting, but we'll be doing that next time. So anyway, thanks for watching, and enjoy your day and take care.